Welcome to the Crypto Teacher Stock Channel. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works. Because once we understand how the world really works, we understand everything is planned out. And of course, guys, we do the funny article first. We have Obama says that he will take the shot first and may even record it. Alrighty, guys, let's keep it moving, guys. Now, basically, let's get over into the actual news and these stocks, guys. Now, we have Pelosi and Schumann finally back at the table with that $900 billion that I went over that McConnell said he didn't want to do. But, guys, now we know they're going to do this. And this $900 billion is no money. And then on top of it, guys, they already priced this into the stock market. So remember, everything the New World Order does is planned out, but now we're seeing this. So instead of us having a big dip, I'm saying that we're only going to get maybe a 3 to 7% correction in the stock market this month because that $900 billion is going to help us out. So they should be able to get that stimulus bill passed next week or the following week. And then, of course, basically that will keep us steady. But we're definitely going to get a small correction. And just like I said, the beginning of the year, that first quarter, we'll have that big correction. And then September, of course, the house of cards fall down. But basically, we had Morgan Stanley downgrade Palantir. Of course, the shares are sliding. But don't forget, guys, I went over that George Soros was actually selling the stock. So that's what's really making it dip. But guys, remember, I'm not your financial advisor, not financial advice. Please do your own research on the information that I actually give you. Now, basically, we have Goldman Sachs upgrades Tesla, says it has 30% increase. Guys, yes, it can go up to 30%, but I believe it will drop 30% before it goes up 30%. Don't forget, guys, we are definitely in for a serious correction. Now, basically, looking at the actual indicators, guys, the VIX went up just a little. The dollar keeps going down. But what's very interesting, guys, we have that 10-year yield almost at 1%. So, guys, the only thing the Fed can possibly do is start buying. So, therefore, they can manipulate it more. Of course, I think it's a little lower today, but it's been creeping up there. Now, don't forget, the Fed is already buying $120 billion worth of treasuries and mortgage-backed securities. Remember, they own 1/3 of those, guys, and mortgages, guys. It's out of this world. 1/3. And don't forget what they're trying to do. They're trying to push Freddie and Fannie back to the private sector. So basically, when we have all these people out of work, we have millions of people behind on their mortgage. Millions of people are set to be evicted in January. It's going to be out of this world, guys. Out of this world. But of course, we know what the solution is on the crypto side. They're going to run in with that universal basic income and airdrop people free money. So don't forget, guys, what the New World Order does. Problem, reaction, solution. They create the problem, wait for the reaction, and run in with the solution. And we know crypto is the new fourth industrial revolution with all the robots, drones, self-driving cars, where it takes humanity out the picture. Now, guys, getting over into some stocks and, of course, EV. Remember, guys, the weed stocks that I've been over constantly, those are stocks that you're going to hold for the long haul. Now, of course, with the actual electric vehicles, guys, they have maxed out. So they're going to pump and dump. So if you're a day trader, it is wonderful. When you're talking about the smaller weed stocks, they pump and dump those. That's wonderful. But when it comes to these neo stocks, guys, just like I said, they definitely have maxed out. So definitely have 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Of course, if you're a stock picker, you're a day trader, you're fine. But of course, the newbies that are coming in, right now, we are in no man's land right now because we're definitely going to take a dip. The stimulus is not, the dip is not going to be bad because we are going to get this little stimulus package. But it's not the 1.8 trillion or 2.2 trillion that we thought that we're going to get. Now, guys, getting over into the actual SPAC. Now, we have the billionaire Bill Ackman Pershing Square, guys. Now, this is an actual SPAC that you have hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars from investors coming in. I think it's raised over $4 billion. And this SPAC was in talks for bringing Bloomberg going public. So definitely keep your eyes on this. Another one to keep your eyes on is Lancadia Holdings, of course, which was supposed to do a reverse merger with Golden Nugget Online Gaming. Y'all know how big I am on gaming, but no news have come out of that. But if it does hit, it's going sky high. But guys, that's all I have for you. Don't forget to check out the Crypto Teacher main channel, so therefore you can learn the new economy going on with the fourth industrial revolution. And then also, please like and subscribe this channel. Get it everywhere. Y'all have a wonderful day.
Well, our next guest says the market is entering the chill zone, but he is ready to buy a December dip. Let's bring in Tony Dwyer, Chief Market Strategist at Canaccord Genuity. Tony, great to have you with us. I'm going to first ask you a question before we get to the December chill part of the conversation about what happens. At what level are you concerned about that 10-year yield from a market standpoint?
Is it 1%? Is it 1 point? I have no idea. Already we're talking about it, which, to the panel's point. What I do want to say, though, is I think that if you do get a nuance where the Fed comes in and starts to aggressively buy the treasuries, I don't know that would be such a bullish move, in that it would kind of hit the cyclical trade, which is what has been driving things for the last month. It's really been an extraordinary month. And just listening to everybody, the backdrop is kind of how it's been prescribed. You have an extraordinary level of excess liquidity. And at the same time, you have this synchronized global recovery where, remember in 2011, Mel, where the ECB raised rates into the teeth of the crisis? You're not going to get that this time. You have a true synchronized monetary and fiscal stimulus globally that's at the same time as this beginning of an economic recovery.
We have a developing story out of Washington, D.C., the House passing legislation threatening a trading ban on shares of Chinese companies if they do not allow U.S. regulators to survey their audits. The president, as we are learning now, is expected to sign this bill, which has bipartisan support. Tim, the companies would have 3 years to comply with this new rule. What is different, though, is that if they do get delisted, they are completely delisted. They are yanked off exchanges. They don't trade OTC. They're gone, which makes it more difficult for investors. But is this an overhang? Will this be an overhang to Alibaba? Because we have this news now, Barbara Ann, and I'm wondering if that changes your view at all of this stock.
No, I'm all for protecting the investor. Alibaba is audited by the Hong Kong division of PwC, so we don't personally worry about it in this instance.
What do you like about Alibaba right now, especially in light of the Ant-IPO being delayed maybe indefinitely for a year plus? That seems to be a big cloud.
Absolutely. It's also a buying opportunity. Alibaba is a phenomenal business to begin with. So you always want a great business, and then you want it at a reasonable price. Growth at a discount is the best form of value. So I like Alibaba for a few reasons. To me, it defines the next era of e-commerce. Basically, U.S. tech is still siloed, whereas you look at an Alibaba, and it's a combination of Amazon and eBay, right? It's a combination of PayPal, Google, AWS, so phenomenal business model. I think the Ant-IPO news was